suicide prevention, and also try to find a way to find any update on Sinead O'Connor. There has not been any updates since June, when she was found, discovered to run down Chicago hotel, hospitalized after being reported missing on the same day. She wrote distressing message about losing custody of her son. So that was a turmoil on her behalf, but there has not been any updates since her for a bit. So that's the only thing I can get with this. The only way that we know about from that point. So, you have anything on Spider?
Well, there's a long-standing kind of belief that to be an artist necessarily, not necessarily just a musician, but to be an artist in general, you kind of, it almost comes with the job that you're not quite all there, that you might not be entirely stable all the time. And unfortunately, a lot of artists are really kind of sad people, regardless of what kind of shows they put on and what kind of music they make. And things like suicidal tendencies, not the band, but the actual tendencies, of course, tend to be fairly common, unfortunately, among musicians. And a lot of musicians, like in a lot of songs out there, it's kind of a popular topic, and people hear it so often, and they don't think about it too much, and until something really happens. Like there's of course Kurt Cobain is one of the most famous, one of the most recognizable ones, and I'm not going to get into the conspiracy theories about whether somebody did something or not. We're just going to assume that it was what happened was what happened, just for the sake of the show. Maybe we'll get into that other kind of topic some other time, but
yeah.
Stuff like that, you assume that they're reaching out with their music, and their music is healing and blah blah and all that good stuff, and to a certain extent, yeah, it is. It does help to get that kind of stuff out through art and whatnot. But for some people, it doesn't. For certain people, it just doesn't work that way, and unfortunately, that leads to a rather sudden end as far as that kind of stuff goes. And it seems to be fairly prevalent among musicians and just artists in general.
Yeah, I mean, the suicide prevention, I mean, it's like the most leading death for a long period of time, and it peaks very highly than car accidents. And I don't know, like texting in a car might be going up there too, but this is like the highest leading deaths among people. I mean, I remember, I'm going away from the music scenery just a second, but I remember a lot of people who, like for the military, they don't want to go overseas, and so they'll actually kill themselves before they go overseas because they don't want to go. But they signed up to find this country to go over there, and so, that's what happens. So, I don't know how to stress this more. If you guys don't want to do something, then say so. Even though you have orders to do it, you have your rights not to do something. No one's forcing you to do something against your will. If you don't want to go, then don't go. Of course, you'll have the penalty because you are signed up to be. You have signed up basically to do a job, and the job is going overseas. But if you don't want to go, you just got to pay the penalty on it. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm making any sense or not. But the thing is, with being depressed and struggling with it, there is help. And if you find yourself in this situation where you are dragging yourself down to where you don't think there's no hope, then dial this number. It's called 1-800-273-TALK, which is 8255. So 1-800-273-8255. And there's help. The reason why this topic is kind of hits home to me because I am a youth and adult suicide survivor. I survived. It took me a long time to get here, and so I am very proud of where I achieved this much. I mean, I don't much have anxiety attacks anymore. If you guys remember, first few episodes, getting to this point, I would be freaking out, like, oh my god. I am completely relaxed, and it's completely amazing. It's amazing. So if you get to the steps, you guys really want to help, and you don't want to continue being this way, then don't. Change yourself, and you can do better. But the first step is you'll want to change your life. Change your friends, change your surroundings. If your spouse is giving you problems, you can divorce your spouse. If you don't like her career, then leave your career, go completely different. Trust me, things can pan out better if you actually want it to be better. There's always hope. Just don't give up. Battle line. There's my spill. There's my big sister spill on you guys. For you guys.
Yes.
But I was searching for a second there. There are like 9 ways music can cure depression, drugs addiction, and stop suicide. I didn't read the whole thing, so I'm going to skim through everything. So step number one, music helps you work through your problems. And it's true. If you find music that helps you lift your spirits, and help you work everything, I would trust you guys for a second, is that when I was going through my thing, New Kids on the Block music kind of make me better. I feel better when listening to their music. Even with India, helped me feel better. Of course, it didn't really help me get out of the situation, but it did help me lift my spirits out. Listen to something awesome. Okay. 2, music inspires creativity. So this is true too. If you are an artist, or if you're not an artist, find something to listen to music and do some arts and crafts. Get your mind out of the situation, because I remember when I was going through my attacks, I was doing really heavy duty in my graphic designs. And me listening to music and doing graphic design, I will have an attack over absolutely nothing. I would just completely start hitting my heart where it wanted me to have an attack, but I wouldn't allow it to because I was so focused on my graphic design. I would design a poster or a logo or whatever, but music also helps figure out, not concentrate on what I was feeling inside. So music and art does help. Let's see here. 4, music can reduce your blood pressure. That part I'm not too sure about because I don't have that at the moment. Maybe when I turn 100 years old, I have blood pressure problems.
Well, sometimes if you're into metal music, it can raise your blood pressure. So,
Sure.
Be careful with that.
Yes. So basically, don't listen to metal if it does not relax you. How's that?
Or if being active and being kind of like doesn't help you, kind of like burn off a little bit of that stuff. Because if it does, then that's good. Go ahead and listen to all the metal you like. Because I know a lot of metalheads that when they're angry, they listen to some really loud, obnoxious stuff, and they feel so much better. And, if that's what works for you, that's what works for you.
Well, I do know that. I mean, when I go up to on stage and listen to techno rave music, that helps me releases a lot of energy that I don't want, and I feel better, and I'm exhausted for a few days, but it does work. Okay, number 5, music is used to treat addiction. I'm not too sure about that one because I never was into drugs. So if anyone has any comment on that one, let us know. Music is used to treat addiction. Music might prevent suicide, which you're going to read this little tad bit. I haven't read the whole thing, so I'm going to skim through it. The sound of music is incredible power. It can even prevent suicide. In 1997, DMC, aka Daniel McDonald of Rum DMC, was on the top of the charts. While touring, he fell into a negative downward spiral, thinking it's there. Anyway, It was as serious at the moment he made a decision to commit suicide when he got home. Staring at the walls in the cold hotel, Sarah McLachlan's song "Angel" came on the radio. You know it's powerful. That song is very powerful. I have to admit with that one. It makes you cry, wants to run out and adopt one of those sad animals. I don't know about that part, but anyway. It's hard to believe that song can change his suicide plan. He became a huge fan of Sarah soon after he found out he was adopted, which gave him a life new meaning. After DMC trashed his suicide plan, he made a new plan to use his music and fame to decide to promote adoption for foster kids. He even made a documentary promotion worth cause. So, if you're in that point and something, listen to Sarah and the song "Angel." I mean, that is a very powerful song. Hopefully, that changes your mind. Okay, 7. Music in the operating room. I heard a lot of doctors do this. They actually play some kind of Mozart in the background where they're actually operating on people.
Mm-hmm. One of the things, and this is kind of a funny story, is when our daughter was going to be born, one of the things that we'd read was that sometimes you listen to music while the labor's going on.
Yeah.
So, Patty wanted to listen to all these calm, relaxing songs and things, and I was like, no, you got to listen to Dragon Force and power metal. And for part of it, she did, and of course, baby likes power metal now, so guess maybe that helped a little bit, but you never know what might help when you're in a situation.
And you want to know why your daughter is the way that she is. All right, and music, number 9, music jars your memory. Like, for example, if you can't remember something and music pops up, you remember the past of times. I don't know. Sometimes you don't want to remember those
I remember
things.
all kinds of things. Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes you have bad memories associated with certain songs, but there's plenty of songs where I remember listening to as a kid when I'm doing something specific, like playing a video game or doing something, and if I hear that song later in life, I'm instantly right back in that moment when I was doing whatever it was I was doing, and it just comes back really super clear.
Huh, there you go. So that was your 9 ways that music can actually help. So if anybody,
and I'm sure there's probably more than 9 too.
I'm pretty sure. I'm quite confident. I'm probably sure there's a lot different ways that it can help. So if anyone has any more ways that actually help them out, we're happy to, go through that too. So there you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a conspiracy that Elvis Presley's also took too many pills when he was down spiral in his career, that he took those pills to commit suicide, but we never really know what happened, really.
Yeah, if you're not with the person at the time, you really have no particular idea. You just have to reconstruct it later.
Yeah. Yeah, so there you guys go. All right, so we're going to take another small break. We take one every half hour. And we'll play a song from Strangely Alright when we get back. So we'll be right back.
Woohoo! Let's Talk About the Music is starting.
What is Let's Talk About the Music, and why are you so excited about it?
It's a podcast with controversial talk and a global mix of music.
Oh, cool. How and where can I listen?
Just go to letstalkaboutthemusic.com and click follow to be sure to get all the info about the bands that are playing and see their music videos. Then click on Spreaker or iTunes to listen live and even chat with other listeners and the host herself.
What day and time is Let's Talk About the Music on?
Every Wednesday night from 8 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time.
I think I'll tune in. Thanks for the info. Let's Talk About the Music is wanting your sponsorship to help support local independent music and musicians worldwide. We have different levels of sponsorship for everyone, including up-and-coming bands and musicians, to give a little more boost to your promotions. Let's Talk About the Music is also looking to podcast live from your music-related special events, shows, and venues. For more information, go to letstalkaboutthemusic.com.
Hey everyone,